I've never seen it.
This is surprisingly.
You want us to watch you?
Doesn't it always feel odd?
Sure, yeah.
Hey, I'm sitting across from somebody I've been talking to for 11 minutes. Here, we're going to pretend they just got here and that there wasn't a large door to close.
Don't tell the listeners about the door.
I know. They can't know anything. I actually just went to a wedding for two people who got married because of this podcast.
Hell
They met on
That's
the Discord
incredible.
of the podcast.
That's great.
Whoa.
Where was the wedding?
Detroit.
Great.
And
Did you officiate?
years ago, no, I didn't. Years ago, the girl was like, I'm gonna meet this guy. If he kills me, it's your fault. If we get married, you have to come. And I was like, okay. And
Holy.
well, if either of the scenarios would have played out and it wasn't just something in the middle, which is what I expected, I'm glad it was this one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been, although we probably could have got some downloads if it was like.
The murder
Yeah,
pod.
yet another Midwestern true crime docuseries about people who met because of a podcast would have raked it in.
Oh, yeah.
Just me in the bathroom admitting I knew.
Man, true crime podcast has weaseled its way into every crime movie or crime book or detective
yes. Really?
book. Like every like thriller that comes out now is just like a woman has a true crime podcast because that's the only job women have now, or like whatever. Like it'll be.
Oh no. Yeah. After getting laid off from Facebook. She's now
it's
podcasting.
very that. Yeah. It's someone with like absolute brain rot who has only ever gone to college, and then they're like, yeah. What are name a woman's job? True crime podcast.
It's just so tough to. I feel uncomfortable about true crime podcasts and stuff.
Sure.
And it's all the fault of the guy who made the Jinx, who clearly had an agenda making that. And now I even watched the beginning of the Jinx. Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Pinch Poke, You Owe Me a Coke, I think is the name of this season. And they're just like, but he's dead now.
Yeah, and it ended perfectly outside of his control. It's the greatest ending of anything ever. And then they're like, what if we brought it back but without the main guy?
I can't wait for the Jinxie guys, where the guys on the Jinx talk about rewatching the Jinx together.
Yeah. What I loved about this episode is
That would sell to the
all
Ringer
along.
immediately.
Yeah, it really would. Yeah, I don't know. Every time there's like the true crime stuff always feels, these are your guys' waters, by the way, weird because it feels exploitative to me of generally regions. But then also cops are so bad at their job, we need them.
Yeah.
Sure,
Every single true crime thing has a 5-minute part where they're like interviewing a police officer who's retired now, and he's just like, yeah, I mean, the Twins game was on the radio, so we weren't going to try and get evidence that week.
I put a lot of the evidence in my mouth. I thought to keep it warm. All right, cool.
Who would have thought blood could be evidence? This was a first for us in the state.
I said, fingers have prints? Anyway.
Why did he sound like that? Like a Prohibition era
sometimes they sound like that.
mobster
They
who's
sound like
now
that.
in there. And so then I'm just like, well, I
Dumb
guess we
East
do
Coast
need
man.
like two people with Google to solve these because the police have given up. We didn't catch them almost all day.
It is just so willing to do something for more than like 2 days.
And then they'll interview like 9 cops who were on the case because the other ones all gave up.
Is that why they're like, you can't, they're like, you never find a missing person after the first 24 hours. Is that because all the cops gave up?
Dude, the odds of finding this person
makes
after a
sense.
day is down pretty low, especially because I'm off tomorrow.
It loses
taking-
interest. It's a little bit of a goldfish situation.
Yeah. Man, we
had
just
something
never
to do.
found.
We actually have unlimited PTO here. we're a company about culture. It's the LAPD.
LAPD having like a Google office where they play ping pong.
A
and
big
shit.
open.
Oh man, that's probably what's happening.
But they still
see
make
that.
them put quarters in the foosball table to like play. Well, let us be the first podcast to point out police sometimes have flaws.
Hey, said it. You heard it here.
Anyways, this is a movie that we've never done on this podcast ever, Sierra, and a movie that comes up a lot.
Oh,
And we sort of live in the world of the podcast, but kind of like film bro, popular, I don't know how to say, like online review, letterboxed like very beloved and that kind of thing. And this movie is almost the most quintessential of those.
Beautiful. I mean, I'm glad. I guess I haven't seen it, so I
Yeah,
clearly am
Can I,
not in
guess,
that
I don't know what it
demographic.
is. Can I guess
You
what
can
it
guess,
is?
yeah.
Is it Blade Runner?
It is not Blade Runner, but we have never done it on here. And thank you for having never watched it.
Oh, hey.
If I could tell
I
you right
do-
now,
I do nothing, and I get rewarded.
it's a real I don't what I can.
Yeah.
Here you go. We got scripts here. We'll get right into it because I don't want to talk too much about the movie and spoil anything that there could be. Whiplash, which you've never seen. Is there anything you want to preface about
Right.
Whiplash?
All I know is, I would see the trailers or the teasers, and I just saw a lot of yelling, and I was out. I was like, I don't do that. I like to keep the volume a little bit lower, and I don't like the vein popping out of the forehead. So I
Okay.
think from there, I was like, listen, I'm sure it's a beautiful movie, probably very compelling, but I don't think I can take the yelling, even if it's
Yeah.
not directed at me. So
Yeah.
that was my
Wow.
main takeaway.
Honestly, incredible instincts.
No, definitely. What's like a trailer where you're like, I'm in?
Oh, lots of hugs, lots of beautiful smiles.
Lots
The
of shushing.
holdovers.
Yeah, a little whispering. The holdover. Sure, I love
Boy in the
holdovers.
striped pajamas is
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
quiet.
Right, walking in slippers on carpet, stuff like that. Beautiful stuff.
I like walking in slippers on carpet. Sounds like
Soft
a
on
Shin
soft.
song.
Sold. I'll be there.
What? Okay, so I guess let's do this before. You know what? I want to do something before we get into the script. No, we should do the script first because I've talked about a whole bunch, and everyone always says this has no direction on this podcast. Not that that got in my head.
Hey, yeah, don't listen to that.
It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
Don't listen to that is actually what most of the reviews of this podcast say. So, Damien Chazelle, do you know any other Babylon?
Sure,
The Land. I translated.
Oh yes.
That's thoughtful.
The Land is. I think I'm mainly a La La Land viewer. I guess I also haven't seen Babylon. Sorry,
That's
boys.
okay.
That one's kind of shouty.
Oh yeah, well,
you have that in common with most people.
okay, fair. I will. You know what I mean? Maybe it's. Yeah, but I because I was so rewarded for not watching Whiplash, I guess I stayed away.
La La Land, did you like?
I did, yeah. I mean, I think I enjoyed that it had the sort of movie magic thing going on.
Oh yeah, it's a movie that loves it.
It loves movies, and there are lots of pretty colors.
Third build is that popcorn that dances and
Oh,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
snacks are in it.
Beautiful voice, that popcorn.
Loves jazz.
Yeah.
It's a kernel
Save
that
jazz.
don't pop.
So yes, I think I enjoyed it. I know the whole Moonlight La La Land controversy was pretty exciting, and
That was
kind
exciting.
of overshadowed either movie. But
It did.
yeah, unfortunately,
I think a guy not being able to read or whatever really
Yeah.
made us forget about two movies.
yeah, and the full like producers of one movie going up and having to give the microphone back. Just one of the second most exciting Oscars moment in the last 10 years.
Yeah, that also really got La La Land moonlighted out by a slap.
Oh God.
You got all three. It was so exciting that you're fumbling things.
That is true.
That was
Wow, but that was such a fun. There are these brief pockets of time on the internet where we're all on the same page.
Oh yeah.
We're kind of in one right now with the Drake Kendrick Lamar stuff where everyone's having a good time. But we have to very much compartmentalize it because of the rest of the world.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What can we direct our minds
But
on?
wow,
Yeah.
the slap we were really all there,
Yeah.
and it felt really good to be
Trump
there.
getting COVID was maybe my favorite, and I think Slap is probably my second favorite.
Yeah. When he stared at the eclipse, it was a good time, but that's 2 eclipses ago.
Oh, I know. So many eclipses have happened.
And the last eclipse happened, and I understood why he stared at it. You want to look at that. This is crazy.
It's the most I've related, I think.
This is the craziest thing that's ever happened. Why is the moon up there?
Yeah.
Why is it doing that?
But this, okay. So yeah, the La La Land thing, that felt great. We all no one hated La. I don't know. But then I know I never revisited either of those movies.
Oh yeah.
Moonlight doesn't make me feel like wanting to rewatch a lot.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
But La La Land I never went back to, maybe because it's a giant fucking loser. Maybe because I have no time for stupid fucking losers. Which is honestly the tone of Whiplash, the movie, the entirety.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen Whiplash, Sam?
I've not seen Whiplash.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. Well, then everything I say about it is completely accurate.
Great.
Yeah.
Everything. I'm going to misremember so much of it and just confidently spew things. I think he plays guitar.
Whiplash, you were right about like the kind of the film bro thing, because it does feel like Whiplash is one of those movies. If like I'm like, oh, am I gonna watch Whiplash alone? Just a white man in my 30s in LA throwing on Whiplash and just like
Right, just
being what a
background
bunch of
noise to
people
write
think
to.
I am.
Right.
This sucks.
I don't know if there's and this will be all like, this is nothing to do with spoilers. Do you know how when you watch a movie at home now, you're a little paranoid about the volume changes? I don't know if this is like a universal. Some parts are so loud and some parts are so quiet that you're constantly raised. I do this. I'm projecting.
I also do this.
I'm like, oh my God, well, why is this so loud? Oh, well, why is this so quiet? I wonder if this movie is the most extreme example of that, of neighbor-aware volume changing.
Yeah, I guess you got to start low, I'm guessing. But between the drumming and the yelling, it's got to be cacophonous.
Sierra's quiet movie strategy really works for this.
yeah.
Between
This
the
is-
drumming and the yelling.
You got to do volume maybe 12.
That's
how
almost
about
a
a few more
letterbox
movies set in
review.
the library, huh? Let's get,
Yes.
get a few more
Thank you.
big
Carpeted.
reference books out quietly.
Well, let's do this. So cast it however you'd like. Whoever you'd like to play, whomever.
Sure.
Did you guys catch that? Whom?
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Great job.
Kyle, do you want to be I think his name is Fletcher, but I just gave him a Mr. So he's a Mr. Fletcher.
Okay,
That's the
I'll Mr. Fletch.
That's the yelling man. And then Sam, would you want to be Andrew? I will read the action, and also I brought in a character, Fifi. So
Great.
oh hell yeah. Okay, I'll also do
That's like drums.
Folly.
Percussions can work here a little bit. Fifi.
Yeah, she's in there too.
Perfect. So whenever you're ready, I'm very excited.
All right. Interior rehearsal room day. Cha-cha-cha. Ba-da-da. That's the drums, in case anybody's wondering. Thanks. Andrew, 20s, think Miles Teller, plays the drums. Bam! Mr. Fletcher, 40s, and yes, you bet your ass it's J.K. Simmons, careens into the room Kramer style.
You call that drumming?
No.
Damn right, you piece of shit weenie boy. You know I hate you, right?
Yes, and I'm not worthy of love, food, or clean oxygen.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Mr. Fletcher wrestles the drumsticks from Andrew and chucks them at his face.
Ouchie.
Stay here until you get it right. No pee breaks.
Mr. Fletcher leaves and slams the door behind him. Close on Andrew's face, a hint of defiance. Interior kitchen later. Andrew is sadly stirring a pot of pasta. His girlfriend, Fifi, 20s, Emma Stone, is she in this one? Enters. How'd today go?
He was actually in a good mood.
Andrew turns around. He's got a big old shiner. He gave you a black eye.
No, I gave myself a black eye by playing poorly with a punchable face.
You need to stop working with him.
He's the best drum teacher in town. If I leave him, I'll never be a drum champ.
I talked to Meredith about him. She explained why he's like that. She told me about the Six Flags incident.
I told you not to bring that up.
He rode the Riddler's revenge and didn't strap in correctly.
La la land, la la land.
Plugging his ears.
Perfectly performed. He got whiplash, Andrew. It's made him meaner than ever before, and it's only going to get worse.
What do you want me to do about it? I'm stuck. He won't stop until he's dead.
Fifi and Andrew make eye contact.
I have to kill him, don't I?
Interior rehearsal room next day. Andrew peeks into the room. Mr. Fletcher sits in a chair with his back to Andrew. Andrew enters holding a giant bass drum.
Is that you?
Andrew freezes.
No, don't say anything. I owe you an apology. I got a massage yesterday that fixed my neck, and I didn't realize I've been being a real dick.
Andrew raises the bass drum, fire in his eyes, and thumps it over Fletcher, encasing him in the drum.
Oh, my neck!
Mr. Fletcher falls out of the chair. Andrew is crying with rage. There's no turning back.
That's for calling me weenie boy.
Oh, it was piece of shit, weenie boy.
Andrew grabs 2 cymbals and crashes them on Fletcher's head, who shakes violently, a la Looney Tunes. His eyes roll back. He is dead.
Now that's what I call whiplash, baby.
Roll credits. End of movie.
Oh,
Beautiful performance.
pretty close.
Hell yeah. I knew it. I got the essence
Pretty
from
close.
the teaser.
I would say the most favorable thing you did was say J.K. Simmons 40s. I think he might be 70.
Listen, he's got a good face. Who knows?
He does.
He's got those He's got those big arms. He's got like real veiny arms.
He's like
now.
got like old guy rip, sort of like someone you see old Muscle Beach guy kind of
Sure.
like energy.
Yeah.
I was thinking too. It's like when you're that enraged and mad, like you age a little faster. Kind of
Yeah.
like
Oh,
All the
like-
lines
hard
in your face
40s.
get
yeah.
deep.
So he's maybe only been alive for 45 years, but he looks like he's 60.
You ever see someone hiking and you're like, you've been hiking for 10
I
years in a row.
Oh, no.
Like you've never slept.
This is
Sure,
a super
that'll age
specific
ya.
reference, but at like the Red Rocks Amphitheater in Denver, it's a park during the day, and you see the rippedest, oldest men you've ever seen. Because these are like Colorado hiking,
Yeah.
90-year-olds with like 8-packs and camelbacks and weighted vests running up, and sort of like how the Hollywood Bowl, but people just
Yeah.
picnic there. But this is someone like sprinting up and down 150 rows at an amphitheater in the mountains, and I'm just like, they are so leather,
Yeah.
and you look at their hands, and their hands are like the woman at the end of Titanic, and their bodies are like Kate Winslet in Titanic.
Ooh. Yeah, I feel like I would picture them like just kind of kind of blending back into one of the rocks. Back from whence he came.
You can't even see them up against it. All you see is just like a Patagonia logo floating against the rock.
There've never been new Patagonia coats. They find them in the amphitheater. And
They're made
resell
of those
them.
men.
Yeah.
Those are the reused ones.
Wow.
Once those men collapse on the steps, Patagonia makes them into 3 jackets.
That's what
Oh
makes
my
them so warm. They've got a bunch of mad souls in
They
them.
were
Oh,
just
wow.
so. I walked up the stairs once and was like, wheezing, because I want to go see from the top of the stairs, and then there's old men sprinting up and not even using the stairs on the rows, just
Oh.
like tongue,
Good
tongue,
God.
tongue, tongue, all the way down,
Oof.
and
So
you just
confident.
like, it's absolutely wild, and then just so ripped. It's similar like out at Venice. You see,
Sure.
you're just like, you could be 35 or 95. Your bicycle is crazy, but you're so ripped and so not like healthily tanned for 80 years. It looks like I don't know how you're still around. Other than that, you nailed it.
Good.
Probably, Jake. Have you seen Whiplash?
Yeah. Not since it came out.
Oh, humble brag. Someone's been busy. I would say that this gave me, I don't know if either of you have seen Uncut Gems
Oh, sure. Oh.
or the level of like the anxiety that you
Oh.
feel in Uncut Gems. This movie has a moment in it that made me immediately profusely sweat beyond any sort of like Safdie Brothers sweat, beyond anything, and beyond probably any movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Because lots of movies have tense moments that kind of build up. This sort of has a tense moment that builds up to a turn that made me like gasp and sweat.
Can you spoil it for us? Because I'm not going to watch Whiplash.
Yeah. Go.
I don't want
I
Jake. I
already
mean,
did.
sure, you know what I'm talking about. The end of the movie. It's because this is this
Yeah.
basically building up about like creating greatness through unhealthy relationships and abusive relationships. Because you nailed it. He's a super abusive teacher exploiting a great talent by abusing him. And what is the line for that? Like, you think of pro athletes or something like Tiger Woods, right? Growing up and kind of being not having a childhood because he's being forced into golf. But what did it do? It molded the greatest golfer of all time. This is a hyper version of that. And it is, at the end, they have like this bad relationship, good relationship. He ends up getting to play a show at Carnegie Hall and drum. and it starts, and then you find out that J.K. Simmons gave him the wrong music to make him fail at Carnegie Hall, and it's like such a insane, because you're like, oh my god, he's actually going to do it. This is great, and then he has J.K. Simmons gave him the wrong sheet music, so he'll fuck up at Carnegie Hall in front of everybody, and it's
What does that achieve?
nothing. It achieves an old man being abusive, and it hits you as such a drop because you're just hoping. I mean, on the way to Carnegie Hall, he gets in a car wreck. It's so hard for it. It's awful, and then it turns out it's so bad.
Oh no!
It's such a I mean, I sweat when it happened in the theater. People were just you just because it's so. If you don't like the yelling and the tension that it is.
Then I'm not going to like the car crash. You're
going to hate this boy getting into a car wreck on the way to the worst day of his life.
Yeah.
And then 40-year-old actor J.K. Simmons turns into Jigsaw.
Yeah.
At the end.
I think
No,
he was
yeah.
40 the first time he was in Spider-Man, and I think
okay.
he's still in Spider-Man movies.
Sure, yeah,
Because he's
yeah.
the newspaper guy. I don't know
yeah,
what his yell
people.
is. You know, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. He's so good at yelling.
I also
very
feel like
good.
he's had the same vibe for so long that it's
yeah.
I just kind of think he's never
You ever played the
aged.
Spider-Man video game? He's he comes back to play J. Jonah Jameson's voice in the video game, but they turned J. Jonah Jameson into Alex Jones, and it's very good.
Oh, that makes
He's
sense.
a conspiracy guy who hates
Because it's a
Spider-Man.
modern thing.
Yeah.
Spider-Man
Yeah,
always
modern,
kind of
yes.
seemed to take place
That,
when it was
that
there.
video game is the best Spider-Man movie in my opinion.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's all the cool stuff about Spider-Man done new and recomposited, and it's
Yeah.
really great. I love it.
J.K. Simmons and J. Jonah Jameson sound like almost an anagram. And he's so good at that role.
Yeah.
It's just J.K. Simmons is an incredible name. You love someone's name being just kidding who doesn't do comedy.
The most serious man alive. Yeah.
Yeah, better JK now that Rowling got crazy.
Yeah, you hear that, Jake? Just like he said, you're as bad as us. This is a battle of the JKs.
Right.
Okay. Well, I wanted to do this a little bit earlier because you've never been on the podcast. So I don't know why I pull up the 4 questions I can always remember. But we're going to do a game here where I'm going to ask you some questions, first-time guest. Sam is going to have to try and guess what he thinks you'll answer to the questions. We call it the newly
Good.
guessed game. Let me find this here. I could be more prepared. But unfortunately. What is NE? There we go. Okay, here we go. So I'll ask a question. You think of your answer. Sam, you answer what you think Sierra will answer about herself. All right? What will Sierra say is the movie she has seen the most?
Do you want me to answer?
Yeah.
A Quiet Place. I'm just going off data I didn't have.
You're right.
I just have that data.
Keeping it quiet. Hey, that is beautiful. Maybe, God. What have I been doing?
That's a fun put on the background to work movie.
You look every once in a while and there's a child being eaten. Oh, yikes. Okay, anyway.
It's about to be loud.
Back to my spreadsheet.
You Jim face at the camera. We didn't get a single shrug at the camera in A Quiet Place.
Oh my God,
we
we
actually
should've.
almost got one when he died. It was bored. I mean, it's another spoiler for A Quiet Place. I'm sorry, but when the 8th one is about to come out, I think you can talk about the first one.
Yeah, we're in the
Right.
granularity of who cares what the aliens did before. I don't know. It's too.
Sure,
That's
yeah.
not what
Day
I like
one.
about the Quiet
I loved
Place.
all the thoughts about the first one was I love that we were just dropped into this world and they're we hear you. We're going to explain everything.
Let me undo what you liked about it.
We actually gave one of the aliens a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
It's a true crime podcast about other aliens.
Yeah.
Aliens in the alien Midwest are.
I feel like the equivalent of Jim's look to camera in those movies is his, or in the movie is his
Right.
shushing.
It's
Shushing
very
to
much
children.
feels like the
Shush to kids.
get over yourself. Stop shushing the kids,
Come
John.
on, they know.
I'm excited to see if his movie about what do they call them? Imaginary Friends is in that same world
yeah.
as A Quiet
Oh,
Place.
yeah.
Right. They've just all gone crazy because they're so sad and
It's all
lonely.
coping mechanisms.
Oh,
Kids
no.
have. The aliens are there and they're like, oh, my pillow talks.
And then their imaginary friends get eaten because they're too loud.
It'd be a good competition to see who's made the most money off having been in The Office.
Most money, it's Krasinski, right? Because like Kirill just does art shit now.
He certainly seems content, although that podcast makes a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
Office Ladies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they could be in the running.
which that's crazy.
And
How
I mean,
much more information?
I
could there
haven't
be about
checked
the
Phyllis's
Office?
cameo rake yet, but
Kevin
Sure.
Baumgarten too.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
Yeah, is that his name? Yeah. He's always on the top rankings. I check him sometimes.
Also, Mindy Kaling has made
Oh, sure,
so
yes,
many
yes,
things.
yes.
Oh, she's wildly successful, diversified, like what she's worked on, been in, wrote, made.
Right.
It'll be tough to tell.
who I do feel like John Krasinski and Ryan Reynolds are a race for the most like live in our consciousness unasked for. Is that like the most like this
Sure.
guy? I guess this
I
is just
mean,
a part of life now.
Yeah.
They teamed up on that Imaginary Friends movie because they're just living in everyone's minds, I guess.
Truly.
I bet the characters are you don't even pay rent in the movie. They really are in there. Everyone talks about like the Kardashians or sort of like a tabloidy group of people, but no one invades me quite like John Krasinski.
Yeah,
I still
exactly.
sometimes think about his old football movie.
Oh,
He was in an old football movie,
Leatherheads,
Leatherheads, that no one ended up. I'm
yeah,
like,
that's
how do
right.
I know about this?
Reynolds
picture
at least
it.
gives me a thing that I think is kind of fun once in a while, but I
Yeah.
do feel like he's really persistent.
Well, John
now.
Krasinski wanted to play a football player, and the only way he could, they had to go back in time to where he could look like one.
Hey, can I? I want to be a football player, but the kind who also has to work at the post office.
right. To an era where they blocked a lot of people from playing football.
Yeah, legally, most of them couldn't play football. When was the last time I could have been an athlete?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, 1802 baseball. We found an era in football where you're a guy like Squaggly Legs could be a quarterback. It was the people who played football were such bad athletes they didn't need pads. That's how far back he went.
You'll be fine.
You're gonna wear
at that guy.
two hats.
You two bump into each other, you'll be fine.
You're like 50-year-old George Clooney was the quarterback.
Hey, come here, you.
You have to ask them to tackle him. I'm gonna take you out.
What kind of defense are you guys playing? Get back here. That's what we're doing.
Hey.
They call it defense. That's how long ago it was. These are just daytime lawyers. Anyways, but yeah, he really is. Every time behind the scenes, you go to see a movie and they're before the Nicole Kidman, there's like the pre-traileries and sort of like we're gonna go behind the scenes with Vin Diesel to see why there's family. But he always shows up in them now, and he just walks in with his headphones around his neck like this and orders someone to do something. You're like, oh, you made this movie? Like it's just a surprised Krasinski.
That's how you know, yeah. Oh, he's got those headphones around his neck. This guy's making bank.
And also, it does feel like the media is like John Krasinski's so savvy. He like made so much money on that, on selling that news show.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah,
tricked
his
a bunch
news
of
show.
people.
Oh yeah,
like,
I forgot about that. The Happy News.
Yeah. It
It's
was like
what an unhelpful thing. Fuck off, man.
From the editor of the Imagine video comes.
oh no. Oh, I forgot about that.
Do we think John Krasinski? How do you think John Krasinski pronounces Los Feliz? This is the LAist question ever asked.
Absolutely like that.
Definitely.
Yeah, even unprompted.
Yeah, he throws a little lisp in there, maybe.
Oh,
Does he
yeah.
TH the S?
Yeah,
hope
is
so.
John Krasinski an España guy? Because he might be.
I have a Barcelona-esque Mexican words. We love him. I'm sure he's so kind.
Oh, no.
Hey.
There's no way.
No.
No, there's no way.
Okay. This is all because of the new Quiet Place is coming. Well, I'm like, is he in it? No, he's not.
right. He can't be.
He's like 12.
Oh, I bet he's in it. It's a prequel.
They could flash to
Oh,
him.
true.
Yeah, day one. What was he up to? They kind of showed that in.
Does he even direct them anymore? or I feel like he likes to make things and move on. You know.
EP, non-direct and EP.
God, what a businessman.
Oh, he's
What
a mogul.
savvy
I'm impressed
guy.
by business.
Did you know at one point he wasn't in as much stuff? I saw it. It was a crazy story.
Whoa.
I like those stories when they're like, before you were a really famous actor, were you working at other stuff? And people are like, you're not gonna believe this. I was, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, oh my god,
Yeah.
Wow.
what was that like?
Well, because I do think there's an alternate thing where it's like, hey, so what were you like before you were a famous actor? And it's like a rich person.
That is true.
Right.
The other
I
option is
I sat in a room.
I
That
was
was-
9.
Yeah. I was in the womb. In the womb of another movie star.
Yeah,
so-
exactly. I was actually on set for 9 months before I was born. They had to cover it up in the show,
And I don't really remember a lot of that.
and that's been hard for me.
I could hear Martin Scorsese's voice through the skin of my mother's belly.
There eventually will be like a gestation SAG card that
Yeah,
babies
they
can
should.
get if they were a fetus while their mother was on set. Like, if you kick 3 times on camera, you actually get into SAG.
Right. Residuals.
That's why they all got that for La La Land.
Oh.
I have seen. This is okay. We're halfway through question 1. With La La Land, before I saw Ryan Gosling, because I don't know if you've seen The Fall Guy, but it's a movie based on a press tour, and honestly, I'm sure it's great, and I do want to see it, and it looks really fun because he seems like
And it's based on like a Lee Majors
the press
TV
tour
show.
is insane.
Yeah.
They are on everything a million
Right.
times talking about it, and I saw someone ask him about La La Land, and I do really like La La Land. And they were like, "Do you have anything you wish you'd changed, or anything you like look back at older movies? Has any of your performances aged?" And it's like a good question. And he goes, "The thing I have the most regret about my career is I thought on the poster to La La Land this would look cool." Where he like sticks his hand out like up back behind him, and he's like, "And I did it," and everyone's like, "That doesn't look good." And he's like, "I think it'll look cool on the poster." And he's like, the second the poster came out, I'm like, "You look like such a fucking idiot, Ryan." And he's like, "My biggest regret is my hand not looking good on the
That's
La
fun.
La Land
I
poster."
did not. That is funny. I think I feel like that's the dance though.
I know.
It
I
does
thought
feel like the
fit.
signature
Isn't that
thing
the-
from that movie.
I know, and I don't think he wanted. I guess he's like, I didn't think that the takeaway would be how definitive I was with my hand.
Well, I guess that goes to show even he has some things going on in his brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys.
We all learned a lesson.
They're just Fall Guys. They're just like us.
Yeah.
Him, Shohei Ohtani's interpreter, the Fall Guys.
That's what that movie's about, right? It's playing well in
That's
Tokyo.
at least what someone told Shohei Ohtani it's about.
Oh, that's a good movie. Like
yeah.
a movie about Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, yeah. It's in
That's like
development.
that would be great.
Or at
It's
least
definitely in development.
at least the movie about what they told us happened.
Yeah.
Should we let the best baseball player of all time get in trouble, or this guy we don't have to ever have to see again? The most important athlete a sport has ever had, who just moved to the biggest franchise and down the street from somehow the smallest
No.
franchise.
I think we should be very worried about some goober. That would be good.
Oh man, I love him. Honestly, what if he's a degenerate gambler? I don't even care about that.
Yeah.
The best athletes of all time are
They gotta be.
When they're just
Michael
like
Jordan, best.
Jonte Porter, the University of Missouri's finest, who got banned for betting against himself in a game.
And he's like
that's
the-
the most I've ever related to an athlete. Where he's like, "Dude, bet $30,000. I miss a lot tonight."
Yeah, it's a win-win then, you know?
And then he got found out because he made a face after he made a 3, and everyone was like,
accidentally
"No
made
one
a
is
shot."
that upset they made a
Oh,
shot."
no way.
I've
Yeah.
never
And he's the
related to
most
someone
likable
more.
Porter brother.
Oh yeah, he is. But shout out the NBA, sponsored by DraftKings and BetTown, and
Sure, yeah.
no betting on the game,
Those are-
sponsored by BetIDareYou.net.
Bet your life
The
on
NBA
this.
sponsored by a
goddammit.com.
guy with slick back hair and a suit in an alley.
Right. Baseball be like, put in code Pete Rose to save 16% on your initial deposit. And they're like, but we don't condone this.
Right.
Okay, so what movie have you seen the most? I forgot what we were even doing.
Gosh, no. I mean, look, I think it's jogged my memory. I've probably watched Crazy Stupid Love a lot, which is a Steve Carell
It
joint.
is.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Underrated
It's
movie.
very
Very
fun.
good.
Great twist. Doesn't feel like you're getting a twist.
Right. Oh, it's
Very
got Ryan
fun.
Gosling too.
Scott Gosling
Connects.
having a good time.
Pretty cool. No one's yelling.
Emma Stone,
Yeah, quiet.
another connect.
Good stuff. Fifi is her name.
That is a good movie. That was one of them where I was like, damn, Gosling's actually funny,
Sure.
which is sometimes upsetting.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
can't be all the things.
Yeah, he's all there at Century City Mall. You know,
That is a good movie.
that's yeah, just a shout out.
If anyone is listening to this isn't Crazy Super Love, but please make another Nice Guys.
Oh my! I was
We're
just gonna
just
say. I
talking
was just
about
gonna
Gosling
say.
being
It was
funny.
like that's
Right,
when
right,
Gosling's
right.
by
Please
far the
just-
funniest.
People, yeah.
It's insane that the closest thing America has to Mr. Bean is Ryan Gosling.
Yes, absolutely. The toilet cigarette broken arm thing is like the best slapstick in a movie in 20 years. Like it's
Yeah.
incredible.
Crazy Stupid Love. I do love that movie. All right, Sam, next question. What will Sierra say is the last movie she did or considered walking out of? You can also claim would never.
It does seem like she would commit even if it was bad. What did you walk out of? I think you walked out of. We bought a zoo.
Was that ever in theaters? Or you just left your home?
Because someone had to, you know? Someone had to be like, I'm going to buy this.
Have you ever walked out of a movie?
I don't think I have, but I didn't even see We Bought a Zoo.
I'm half right.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe. I feel like, yeah, if I'm going to the movies, I'm like already bought in, but I don't buy a zoo. You know,
Fair enough.
I
I
didn't
buy
buy
this.
into the zoo.
You're going for the line.
You know, yeah, I like, listen, I gotta be on the side of those
Here's
who
what I
are
don't
spending
buy.
money on this. But yeah, but I like that one. I know it. I haven't seen it, but I know it's.
I know I'd like
I know
it.
it's a
Seems quiet.
jokey one.
Let me let you know what it's about. It's literally the most on the nose title of a Matt
Oh,
Damon
right.
movie, and he
Okay.
was in The Martian.
It's more on the nose than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Which it is. You gotta love a movie that's a sentence. Great. Final question. Where do we go here? What will Sierra say? Is a movie you consider or franchise that just doesn't do it for you at all? I'm trying to not use the word overrated as much anymore. Sure. But it's not a movie or a franchise that just doesn't do it for you at all. Whiplash excluded from this.
Sierra's definitely like a Deadpool guy, so that's out. She's like a real hardcore
Wow,
Deadpool
yeah.
person.
You read me.
Did clam up during the Ryan Reynolds discussion earlier. Krasinski,
Yeah.
talk, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I'm a big Mint Mobile fan.
Quietly lighting her Mint Mobile hat on fire.
Guys,
I think she just put a T-Mobile sidekick in her
Yeah.
pocket.
I think you're anti Jack Ryan. Just to tie it all together.
Oh my God, he was Jack Ryan. What did we think this guy couldn't do?
yeah, yeah. Gosh, he's in everything. Prime Video. I don't think Jack Ryan does it for me.
Well, there's
so
also
that
been
does
so many
work.
Jack Ryans. Alec Baldwin was Jack Ryan. Harrison Ford was Jack Ryan.
Yeah, see,
Jack
I
Ryan's
didn't know
very
any of
personal.
Look, you already got it right. You don't have to tell us the
Yeah.
history of Jack Ryan to justify
Come
like
on,
wedging your way
you
into
got me
success here.
Nailed it.
Okay, I'll accept that. Pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good, pretty accurate. Would you
Hey.
say would Jack Ryan be what popped into your head if I was like, what's some major, underline the M or lowercase the M in major for this, but franchise that doesn't do it for you?
I mean, probably not, but maybe that's how much it doesn't do it for me. You know, it's not even on
yeah.
the mind.
I'm
Yeah.
getting so much credit.
Oh yeah, well, Sam Wiles here just crushing.
Okay, great. Well, we're gonna.
Is there a franchise you don't like?
Is there something that you're like? Do you avoid Marvel?
No, I watch. I watch a lot.
You watch some Marvel? Do you avoid? Well, I don't even know. At this point, everything is that or not that.
Right. I mean, and I've kind of seen a lot of I've seen a lot of the Star Wars now, Star Trek. I feel like I've kind of at least gotten on board with certain things. But I would say war and war movies. With the loudness of that.
Yeah.
I think
Or like The Conjuring or something, maybe. Or,
oh, sure. Oh,
That
the
major,
Paranormal
that's a major
Activity.
franchise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I watched the CCU.
Right. Okay.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, CCU for sure. Probably Paranormal Activity I never got into because
Yeah.
I was pretty, freaked out about that. Now I have a little nephew, and then my sister has a little baby camera, and that's basically the same. I'm like, you're basically filming.
I don't do
Activity.
paranormal activity. I do watch a Ring camera above a boy.
Above a child.
People are always
So-
stealing Amazon packages from in front of him.
He sleeps on the porch.
He loves it.
Hey, he likes
That's how he
outdoors.
goes to sleep.
All right. We're going to take one more break. All right, we're back. We're going to play a couple games. We're going to get out of here. This first game we're going to play is called Before and Afters.
Get ready to play before and afters.
How this game works is two movies have been smashed together into one. I will read you the smashed together plot. The two of you have to come up with a smashed together title. It can be all sorts of things. What was it today? Like Whiplash versus The Evil Dead. There's one that could be with Whiplash. I can't think of any other ones, but I'm sure there's other ones.
Godfather of the Bride, something like that.
Yeah. I was thinking with Whiplash.
Oh,
Godfather of the Bride has Whiplash.
Hell yeah.
But some of the Wolf of Wall Street, if we get off of them, that's when we use Argo, which is Argo and Fargo put together. They're not all pretty, and we've exhausted the examples. So you got to think these ones are going to be even worse. Here we go. Free Willy Heat, which is Free Willy and Heat. That one's
so sweaty. I
it
like that
was
one
so
so
bad.
much.
Just picture Al Pacino jumping out of the water over something to a Michael Jackson song.
Yeah.
There we go. So some of these they're not all the Wolf of Wall Street quality. I've been told in feedback.
You've
you
been told
can't-
you peaked.
Oh, early. That one I don't even think actually ever ended up on the show. I think it was an example in the first episode, and then I've never done it. That's okay. Here we go. First one. All right, let me see which ones we can start with easier ones here. An alien species of human duplicates have taken the places of a group of friends who were playing a murder in the dark style game at a house party.
Alien duplicates.
An alien species of human duplicates have taken the places of a group of friends who were playing a murder in the dark style game at a house party.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh,
Yeah.
good job. Yes.
Great job. We'll go. Let me keep score here.
Bodies.
It's 4 points each on that one. 4-4.
All right.
Next one. These all suck so bad.
I didn't get the first
Kyle's
one,
sweating
so.
like he's watching Whiplash.
I am. A family must live in silence to avoid creatures that hunt by sound, which is hard because they live with a loud private detective who specializes in finding missing animals.
A Quiet Place Ventura.
Quiet Place
Place
Ventura.
Ventura.
Pet Detective is correct.
Oh.
I didn't want to do that one first after we
good.
just talked about A Quiet Place
Yeah.
for
Sure.
40
Fresh in
minutes,
our minds.
leading into that one. All right, we'll do 3 points each for that one. 7-7. All right, next one. Which ones did I do already? Here we go. Kellogg's and Post race to create a pastry that will interview the 37th president a few years after his massive scandal.
I've got it, but
Oh. Frost. No, wait.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, wait. I don't know. That's all I got. Oh, Frosted Flakes versus. No.
you're so close. Frosted versus Nixon.
Oh, Frosted.
Unfrosted.
Oh,
Nixon.
Unfrosted. Oh,
Come
right.
on, we all know that
That's
very
the
famous
Pop-Tart
movie we're talking
thing
about.
that
Yeah,
happened.
that
Okay, good.
it just came out. I had to Google the plot.
It's
I
not
haven't
even
had
called Frosted.
time.
It's called Unfrosted. What does that mean?
Unfrosted. I guess the
This is stupid.
Pop-Tart
All right.
It's not frosted.
1 point each. Two.
That's the.
Well,
I don't
they
watch
couldn't
that.
just call it frosted. You just can't say stuff like that anymore.
You just can't make an edgy Pop-Tart
no.
based
I know.
film. these
College
days.
kids just don't like you once you
Oh.
dump them.
Not because you tried to they their
Because
Pop-Tarts.
you broke up with them because they kept asking you to buy them cigs.
They couldn't fly to Bali with you. 'cause
Literally
of
has
student
aged
council.
worse than Kramer's stand-up. Can we give Michael Richards? I like this only me pleading to let Michael Richards get on stage again the rest of the time.
Hey, yeah.
He's so good at
I
stand-up.
always think about
Right.
like some old Chappelle set that he did about that right when Chappelle
Oh,
came
yes.
back, and he's like, the black guy in me was mad, and the comedian in me was like, well, let's see where this guy's going with this. All right, 2 more. 2 stoned friends attempt to track down the tiny burgers from a commercial they saw, leaving their small Midwestern town for a girl's trip to Florida where a villain is trying to kill everyone in town.
I think I've got it.
Really?
Yeah.
The second movie
only
I'd
know
never
the
even
one.
heard of.
Is it Harold and Kumar and Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar?
It is.
Oh.
Sorry, that horn was letting the air out of the balloon there.
Sorry, I called that a horn.
That's a Barb and Star sound, though, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that fits
That
in.
movie's great.
It is. I have not. All right, that'll be 2 points each. 1 more point for Jerry Seinfeld. Up to 2.
Yeah, it's like who of the Office is the most successful and who's Seinfeld is the most canceled. That's the game.
Well,
The Seinfeld like expanded universe is so big. Is like one of them like an actual criminal. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
oh, like people who've been in it. One of the guys
Yeah.
made meth.
yeah.
Oh.
Was it Bryan Cranston? Wasn't he in Seinfeld?
Oh yeah, he's Tim Watley.
I actually have not watched Seinfeld. I think I've seen.
Oh, wow.
I watched 1 episode in a sketch writing class about a Chinese restaurant, and that was the only one.
It is a good show. But now he's
Maybe
a
start
Pop-Tart guy.
with start with Unfrosted.
Yeah, I love the B movie, and I don't want him ruined for me.
Sure.
It's funny to name your movie after the heights it could possibly achieve in like the zeitgeist. You're like, C-D movie probably would have been better. Just make a movie about old round audio tech.
CT.
All right, last one. A young man born without immunities builds a mobile plastic orb to live in and uses it to walk and find a small boy in a concentration camp through the fence next door.
Bubble Boy. What's the boy?
in the striped pajamas?
Bubble
Oh,
Boy in the striped pajamas is correct.
Nice.
Now that's
We
a
got
horn.
it.
Imagine I have a full-on song to celebrate getting the boy in the striped pajamas one. Like a whole band comes in. All right, current score is 9-2. Jerry Seinfeld is at 2. We're going to move on to this game is called Build the Perfect Movie.
Another great team.
Build a perfect movie.
How this works is you'll be competing against each other. You each have to pick 2 movies from a category I give you whose Rotten Tomatoes score add up to as close to 100 as possible without going over. So Price is Right rules apply. Can't go over 100. I'll give you the category. You'll each pick your first one from that category. I'll tell you the score so you can pick your second one based on that. Does that make sense? All right. The category is going to be movies you don't like.
Perfect.
So you have to pick 2 movies you don't like, whose Rotten Tomatoes score it up to as close to 100 as possible. All right. Sierra, you'll pick your first movie, then Sam will pick his first movie.
Okay.
And you don't have to justify not liking them. I believe you.
Okay. Probably maybe controversial. I'm saying Wonka.
I think you.
The new Wonka with the new Wonka with Dance Man.
Yes, yeah, the
Okay.
music.
That's a movie I don't like.
Stumped.
Sasquatch Sunset. I just saw it and I didn't like it.
Is that? What is that? It's a movie about Sasquatch. Okay. It just looks like an Instagram ad.
Yeah. And that's kind of how I felt
I'm
about
like
it.
looking at the poster for it. I'm like, this just looks like an Instagram ad
Yeah, it
for
looks
an
like an ad for
outdoors
Patagonia.
company.
jackets.
for like deodorant.
All right, Sasquatch. What is it? Sunset? I still want to call it Squad, like it's a Suicide Squad thing. Sasquatch Sunset is a 32%. So you need a movie you don't like that's 68% or less. Wonka is a 91%.
Oh no.
So you need a movie you don't like that's a 9.
Okay.
Sam, you'll pick first because you have the most makeup. What's a movie you don't like that 2/3 of critics did?
What's the first Paul Rudd Ghostbusters called?
I think just
Paul Rudd presents Ghostbusters.
Afterlife.
Yeah, that.
Okay. It took Google so long to know what I was trying to do there.
They're hiding that
I was at Ghostbusters Afterlife, and it was just like,
What could you mean?
we haven't really
have a
don't have a lot
ghost?
of data for this
Kyle,
sort of search.
Kyle, what's Afterlife? What could that be?
No one's Googling it.
All right, Sarah, you're looking for a 9, a movie you like that also a lot of, or you don't like,
don't
that
like,
a lot
okay,
of people also didn't like. 9% or
What's a
less.
bad? I don't know. I mean, so critics of the time. So then could it be like The Room? Or did they give
Did
that
you not?
good?
You did not like The Room? That's
I
fine.
don't know.
It's the worst
thought it
movie
was
ever
weird.
made.
I
You
thought
know,
it
to
was
be like,
weird.
it was for me. All right, here we go. Wonka's a 91%. The Room, 47%. I feel like I don't believe that. Nope, 24% actually. When you actually go look at it, 24%. So we're a little bit over. What a weird movie to try and review. I'm like curious if the reviews are taking into account what it is now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, that's what
I think-
yeah,
I think
of the
that's what's
time,
happening.
or-
It's-
okay.
it's a cult,
They're bringing it up a
hit.
little. Fair enough.
It's a 24%. So a little bit over. Sasquatch Sunset, 32%. Ghostbusters Afterlife, 64%. That's a 96.
Wow.
It's a pretty good score. It's
That's the
not a
best
pick
I've
up the
ever done.
horn score, but
Oh wow.
That's the
earns
best
it?
I've ever
turn
done in
this thing
game.
upside down
Okay.
score. It
Oh,
went
wow.
too fast.
Kyle also thinks that's a horn.
How is this not a horn?
It's like a kazoo. It's like a whistle.
Yeah, a little duck.
It's not a whistle.
When you honk your car horn, does it sound like that?
Yes, I have a Nissan. I'll honk my horn when we're done.
Hey.
Is this not a horn? What do you? Is this a horn to you? Or is this a whistle?
toot,
A whistle
toot.
is a whistle is the sound. That's more of a whistle. Whistling.
But when you play a kazoo, you aren't like my horn.
No, I don't think this is a kazoo either.
I guess when I honk my car horn, it sounds like this. Not as effective.
This is more of a whistle.
Correct.
Oh. Yeah, I feel like that little thing. Well, to me, I'm like, horn is like. Oh, wait, no. I was doing some.
No, you're doing a
finger
trumpet.
stuff.
A trumpet's a
Trumpet?
horn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, squeezing the little.
Like a
all the-
ooga
Yeah,
type of
yeah,
thing?
yeah. Ooga.
But this is just because it's little. It can't be a horn.
I think so.
Wow.
Wow.
Is this a horn?
The Discord's going to explode about
Oh,
this.
Is this a horn?
Similar.
This isn't a horn. It looks just like a horn. You got real horn version of Whiplash energy coming in here. Squeak. I don't even know what it'd be called. Beepo.
Gatekeeping the horn.
Keeping horn. Okay. One last game. This game is called Guess What Movie Trailer Kyle's Dad is Describing, having only watched the movie trailer and never having heard of the movie, the game. And how this works is my dad watches a trailer for a movie. He describes what's happening in that. And you have to guess what trailer it was a movie for. It can be any movie ever. My dad hasn't been to a movie theater since the early 90s. So this is the knowledge we're bringing to it. All right, whenever we're ready.
Okay. Some fireworks are going off over the city. Oh, and that was a gunshot. The murderer is asking them to do stuff for them. Someone gets shot in a taxi. He said he has around 90 suspects. She wants to know why a cartoonist is at a gun range. Tons of shots of everyone looking at evidence. Paul is not okay. No one is on the other side of the phone call. This is upbeat music for a murderer movie. Quick shots of cars.
My mom coughing in the background.
It's always night. He wants to know if anyone else is in the house.
So when you said he hasn't been to the movie theaters since early '90s, is this earlier than that, or
this is later
is
than that? This is more recent than that.
Sorry.
Aughts, I would say.
Cartoonist.
I'll say this is a pretty quiet movie with some loud parts.
Ooh. All right, ready to watch it. Sign me up.
And then tell me when the loud parts are so I can leave the room.
Yeah. Then I walk
Fairly
out.
telegraphed most of the time.
All right. We bought a zoo when the elephants started coming. I walked out.
Too loud.
Sam actually thinks the elephants have whistles attached to the front of their heads. He loves when they make that whistle noise out their
unknowingly
whistles.
touched a nerve with Kyle.
A duck whistle?
A duck horn? What do you?
Okay,
what
well,
do you mean?
don't say the other side of it, or it sounds like I don't know what I'm
There's
talking
gotta be
about.
an in between.
We're always more information away from me being wrong, and I don't like that. Any guesses here? This one's tough.
This one is genuinely difficult. I'm gonna guess Gone Girl.
It's not Gone Girl. That is an incredible, I will tell you, you're close.
Shoot.
These movies have something in common.
Oh, I think I know it.
Yeah.
I was going to say 7. I don't
It's
know.
not. So, we are living in the same
man.
same
We have
director's
we have
universe.
Yeah, we have said the same director as what it
That
is.
is true.
All right.
Zodiac.
It is Zodiac.
Oh,
let me
yeah.
give you
City.
a success whistle.
Why is a cartoonist at a gun range? I was like, that's
Oh,
who
Yeah.
is a
He's doing
cartoonist.
that. He's doing
Yeah,
a cartoon.
that's so. I mean, that's good dancing around with the director there, though. I wonder. He's got that tone, right? He has quiet movies with. They're
Yeah,
pretty quiet
absolutely.
movies within those things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gone Girl's so quiet.
yeah.
I don't think Ben Affleck can be like. He's too like tired to be loud anymore.
He's so sleepy.
Oh,
Even like the
man.
murder in that
Still
movie
lots.
is like quiet.
Ew, yeah.
It's gross, but it's quiet.
Yeah, quiet.
Well, hey, congratulations! We tied 9-9 today in the scoring. Oh wait, I forgot.
I'm sure that's correct.
You wrote a script. That's actually 8 points for the script writing.
Hey.
So that puts you here 17-9-2 for the 293rd episode in a row. Jerry Seinfeld comes in third, which is how they ranked the performances on his show for the first. He's lower than third, right? If you're going best performances in that show.
Oh,
Oh,
you got
absolutely.
Elaine, yeah.
Oh,
I
the
think
the
it's
three other
tough.
main cast. He's a firm fourth,
Which is a
and
smart
then-
thing to do.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. He's the,
And then Wayne Knight is
Straight
better
man.
than him. Clearly,
I always thought that felt like they cast Seinfeld like they cast Harry Potter, where they're like, look, we don't think he knows how to act yet,
Yeah,
so surround him with those who can.
yeah. And then Daniel Radcliffe learned to act.
That is crazy.
yeah, give
They
him
actually
time.
all got pretty good at acting and kind of hot, and they got very lucky with all those kids.
how did they know? Yeah.
Which is why I think Drake said he's only seen the first 3.
Shots fired.
Nice.
You know, he might hear this. It seems like he has plenty of. Look, if someone called me a pedophile for 8 minutes and then said I had a daughter, I wouldn't make a video being like, what daughter?
Yeah.
It was such a crazy thing to be like, this guy thinks I have a daughter. You're like, that was at the end of the song.
Right. Could we address the other stuff?
Oh, anyways, we'll cut that part out just for search engine optimization purposes. Sierra, please let everyone know about your special. Let everyone know where to find you online and everything.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, I have a new special out. It is my debut comedy special. It's called Funt. It's out on YouTube and Apple TV and Amazon Prime and Vimeo for the best pay for comedians to rent or buy. And then, I'm on Instagram at Sierra Katow, SIERRAKATOW. And yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Funt is the funniest new word I've heard in a very long time.
Good.
And I even was like, it can't be Funt.
Oh yeah, that's good. There,
It's the funniest. It's a great title for a special. I love giving Vimeo a shout out.
Hey, Vimeo, yeah, and Funt. I mean, maybe in Germany that'll add an umlaut.
That's David
Maybe
Cross in
that'll
Arrested
be, yeah.
Development. But go check it out, and it is nice to, if you can and want to, find things where it benefits the people who made them the most. Which is, there's a pretty big discrepancy.
Sure. I think, I don't know the exact breakdown, but hey, whatever we can do.
Yeah. So if any of you have Tidal. I know that sounds crazy, but that is the best place to listen to audio if you want people to get anything. And Vimeo also has the highest quality uploads, and they're very good about that. Thank you guys very much for listening. Sam, anything you want to let people know about?
Oh, if you live in LA, I'm recording an album with a Special Thing Records May 28th in Silver Lake.
Well, listen to that on Spotify. He doesn't need the money.
I started this company called Mint Mobile, and I don't need the cash.
Thank you guys so much for listening. I do want to give a shout out to some of the titles for the before and afters were written by folks on the podcast Discord. So thank you very much today to Bubs, Occam's Frasier, Scott's Alive for those titles. Thank you so much. If you guys want to find us on Discord, we got links and stuff, all the places where you find stuff. Thank you.
I've never seen it.